Is the 25 model worth optioning over the 2024 Genesis G80 Sport Prestige in uni white over red interior? I'm going to go over the full details of the refresh compared to the 24 model, and we're going to see which one is going to be better. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm going to throw in some pros and cons and compare it to the competition. Starting in the front, for 25, you're going to have a mild refresh. So new integrated bumpers. When you get into the sport trim, it's going to be a little bit more aggressive, but you're still going to have the quad LED headlights and daytime runnings and over 5 inches of clearance. They're not really changing anything but aesthetics on the exterior, so it brings up that question, is it better to get a 25 or get a discounted 24? Underneath the hood is going to have two different powertrains. You have the 2.5 liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder, but we have the 3.5 liter twin turbo V6. This is going to pump out 375 horsepower with 398 pound-feet of torque paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, the difference between the base model and this is you're getting 300 horsepower with 311 pound-feet of torque. And this twin turbo is going to achieve 17 mpgs for the city, 25 mpgs for the highway, which is an intelligent all-wheel drive system. So now you're going to have the traction whenever you're taking some of the bends, and you're going to want to do that with these staggered wheel setups. This is a 245/40/20 up front and a 275/35 out back. So now when we're thinking about the German rivals like Audi, Mercedes, and BMW, this is the sweet spot vehicle, because when you get into Mercedes, they do have the E-Class, don't get me wrong, or you can get the CLA, which will be a coupe or convertible. But this is going to be between the E and the S-Class at a fraction of the price when you're considering the features that you're getting, and it's not a long wheelbase, so it's a little bit easier to drive that. And because we have the Prestige package, rear axle steering. So now it's basically a perfect 50-50 weight distribution, which whenever I do my reviews, I always applaud vehicles that do that. I feel like it's cheating when it goes this route. Going against BMW, the 5 Series is going to be a lot more money, and it's going to be more tech savvy, which will be similar to the 25 version of the G80. Another reason why you may want to tick the box for this variant instead of going to the 25 is you're getting the same power option. So when I'm thinking mild refresh, that's exactly what you're getting for 25. The rear is going to be touched up on the lower and the bumpers. Here you get the dual exhaust outlets with the grille pattern, the gloss black. It's going to look similar to the G80 coupe on the lower bit with the quad LED tail lights. And I'm a big fan of the signature touch of these quad lights for the front, the rear, and the side, because any angle you look at, you can tell a Genesis from any vehicle. As for Audi, you could get a sedan or a hatchback. I would say that's the big problem that I have with the G80. Even with the refresh, they still don't offer a hatchback, which in this segment, BMW and Audi are really the only vehicles that can figure this. Infiniti, they're not going to be making sedans anymore. It's going to be all SUVs. And Acura doesn't really make something to this price level or the luxury that you're going to tailor whenever you're going to this trim. But let me know your thoughts on that. Going back to the original question, would I option a 25 or 24? I would go 25 because of more standard amenities. But if this was something I could pick for a 24, I would go this route because you're going to have a savings over the 25 and it's fully loaded. Power liftgate going into 13.1 cubic feet of storage, which is the same as Mercedes. It's going to be a little less than BMW and Audi. You got a couple of areas there on the side that you can fit some goodies with a spare tire tucked underneath, and you'll have a pass through. The key fob for the G80, because we have the Prestige package, we have the smart park. So you lock it, you auto start it by holding this. The nice thing is you don't have to pay for any subscriptions. Now you can move the car forward and backwards just by simply holding the button. So we're going to move it forward. And you have to be within about 10 feet, which this is a cool feature if somebody parked too close to you at grocery store or any shop, and you can also move it backwards. All you have to do is lock and unlock it to turn that feature off. Because we have the advanced package that's going to add the 16-way power seat adjustment for the driver with the Ergo Motion. Heated ventilated seats for the front is standard on the Sport Prestige, as well as memory seat for the driver. Now this is going to be the whole refresh area for 2025 because this dashboard layout is going to be a lot different and you don't have to add so many features. The advanced package is going to add the tri-climate control with the blind spot view monitoring. We're going to fire it up so I can show you what that is. The blind spot view monitoring, use your indicators, and you can see the cameras project on the gauge cluster, which is a 12.3 3D digital instrument cluster, part of the Prestige package, which can go through an array of different content for the driver, including different driving modes. Looks a lot more sporty. The Sport S will make that exhaust note a little bit more noisy. Advanced package, surround view, which is a 3D view. I kind of wish this came standard, but I do like that we have the 3D view here so you can go all around the vehicle so you can see any obstructions. Click onto this little sub menu and you can see different layouts as well to make it a little bit more easier for the reversing purpose. 27-inch OLED touchscreen will be on the 25 model. Wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto is going to be standard here with tri-climate control settings because of the advanced package and the premium Lexicon sound system. The door panels will also be reconfigured. This carbon fiber is part of the Prestige package, which also includes the micro suede headliner and rear wheel steering, leather wrap steering wheel multi-function with the contrast stitch and paddle shifts. The center here, it's going to open up into a wireless charging pad. That's part of the advanced package. USB ports, cup holders, and you still can use the rotary knob for the infotainment screen, or you can simply use the touch, which has Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming, Bluetooth audio. Click here and you have a little sub menu. It is a little bit more further up for my liking, so the new dashboard layout, it's something to consider, but the deal that you're going to get with something that's a 24 model is going to be a lot better. Soft to touch, opens up to a medium-sized storage pocket with a 12-volt little storage cubby that can be picked up. In headroom, it's not too bad at 6'3". The same thing with leg space, sport pedals, dashboard and door panel configured together. This is also going to be reworked. Carbon fiber inlays. I like the tweeter that comes in and the speaker mesh from the Lexicon. It's a little bit more sporty. One touch up and down for the windows with a long storage pocket. As for the back, this is the opening that you have to fit 2 more occupants when you are using the heated seats, the cup holders in the center, and a storage pocket with 2 more USB ports. That's the sunshade for the back, LED interior lights, 3rd climate control setting. You can also electronically move this seat forward for occupants behind the passenger. Leg space is not too bad with storage behind both of the front seats. Headroom is good because this is a sedan, not a coupe. And the door is going to have the same materials that's found in the front. It's going to be more soft to touch with a medium-sized storage pocket sliding into the center. The floor is not completely flat. You will be sharing some feet space, but it's a wide vehicle. The interior seating design will also be changed. Knee space is not going to be too much of a problem, but I sit upwards. I feel a little bit awkward sitting into the center. 375 horsepower with 391 pound-feet of torque. That's a lot considering if you're thinking about, I need a sports car like the G70, but I need a little bit more leg room in the back. You go to the G80, you don't have to go to the full G90, and look at the performance that you're getting. Ready? The exhaust filters in nicely. And that's the nice thing about the G80, is you're getting all of the good bits of the G70 in a larger vehicle with more cargo capacity, more width in the interior. So it's more of an elegant drive. I'm a huge fan of the G70 because I think that it does a great job, especially when you're pairing it with this power option against things like the BMW M340i. It's not only great with performance, but pricing and all the features that you get, as well as going against Mercedes. You can even go up into a AMG C43 and you're gonna see a huge savings trickle in. Yes, that's gonna have a little bit more in the performance line, but overall the G70 will be faster. And it's not all about speed. That's what the G80 gives you. Speed, luxury, soft materials, and it reads the road ahead of you, similar to Audi with the A8 and S8, which what that system does is uses a camera so that way it can see speed bumps or imperfections in the road, and it will adjust the electronically controlled suspension so it stays smooth. Not a lot of vehicles do that, especially when you're in the 60 grand margin with this much power, this much luxury amenities. Sound deadening is good. Maneuverability. It's ready to take off. Let's just say I'm liking the full package that I'm getting. And you truly can't appreciate the vehicle until you do the turn radius and rock and roll. It's a fast 0 to 60. It's crazy the performance that you're getting. Now, this is not going to be something you're going to take on the track, but you got rear axle steering, a near perfect 50-50 weight distribution. I mean, what more do you want when you're pairing luxury and performance? Because going against BMW, you're going to be spending around $10,000 to $20,000 more minimum. Going into the 25 variant, you're going to be spending around $5,000 to $10,000 to get features that you're getting here fully loaded. That's why this is a steal when you're considering, should I just get the refresh? It's aesthetics. You're still getting the same suspension, the same braking, the same performance underneath the hood. Yes, you're gonna have 1400 watts banging off some sound. 27-inch OLED touchscreen that integrates into the gauge cluster. You'll still have the same touchpad for the climate control, and the center cluster is a little bit more cleaned up, but it's almost the same. The seat design will be changed. I know it sounds like a lot, but there's so many pros when you're going to a vehicle that's in a mid 60 grand price that has this much power and luxury. Some cons though is you still do not get the ergo motion seat for the passenger. And they don't give you the 16-way power seat adjustment, which for 2025, I think they should do that. I mean, let me know your thoughts on that. As for the back seat, I would like to see touchpads with the refresh, and they didn't go that route. And then another con is the heated seat switch is on the armrest for the back seat. I kind of wish that it was either in the center where it would be easy for everybody to access, opposed to putting it there, because if you have somebody sitting in the center, you're not going to be able to utilize that feature. And because this is just under the G90, some of those features I kind of wish would trickle in, like giving us a wireless charging pad in the back. They don't even give that standard, which is definitely a con, because when I'm going from a G70 to a G80, luxury is the first thing that comes into mind. But going against competition, this is hands down one of the best in class for pricing, features, and performance. Would you option a 25 or 24? I would go for the 25, like I said, on the exterior because of the updates in the technology and because you're getting more standard features. But if this vehicle was on the lot fully loaded, I would go this route. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like. And I'd like to thank Lakeland Genesis for giving us this 2024 Genesis G80 for our car review.